Hey guys, I'm Viper and welcome to a brand new video. Today's video is obviously the Russian Grand Prix preview video. Obviously I've not done preview videos since Japan, but I think that was about 2 weeks ago. But still, Russia, Sochi, obviously a brand new circuit to the calendar last year, and Lewis Hamilton, no doubt about it, ran away with it. Only because Rosberg locked up his front brakes and was forced to do an entire race distance on one set of tyres straight from the get-go pretty much. He did his one-stop strategy, but it was on lap 1. Lewis, however, did the normal one, which was like 26 laps on options I think it was, and then the rest of the race distance on the prime. So Rosberg had his work cut out, but he had a really good drive. He ended up, I think he was dead last by the end of the first lap, and he came through the field and ended up finishing second, so behind Lewis. He actually ended up catching Lewis towards the end of the race, which was staggering really, showing that he had really good pace throughout that race. But I mean, at this point of the season last year, obviously it wasn't a turning point or anything like that. But the race itself was actually, I have to admit, it was kind of boring. But there was a few dramas, a few spills and all that sort of stuff. I think there was Sutil got tagged by one of the Force Indias, I think it was Perez tagged Sutil, and Sutil spun. Luckily didn't get any damage to his car. Ricciardo didn't do so well at the track. I mean, it was a power track, so Red Bull obviously struggled. Williams seemed to prevail the most. I think Massa had a few issues with his tyres. He couldn't get them to work properly. Bottas, on the other hand, didn't have any problems whatsoever, managing to finish third, and in the process set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. So just shows you Williams definitely had the pace last year. Compared to this year, I don't see Williams taking a podium again. However, if Ferrari do happen to be off the pace, then Williams will be there to pick up the pieces, or something happens to Ferrari or whatever, then Williams obviously pick up the pieces. As for this year's race, there's no doubt about it, it'll be a race between the two Mercs, because we saw last year it was a race between the two Mercs straight from the get-go. It was pretty much all season a race between the two Mercedes from the get-go. Didn't look like it because Hamilton retired in Melbourne, but there you go. However, this year it's been mainly about Mercedes. However, Vettel has been upsetting the basket, the apple cart, whatever you want to call it, as far as the eye can see, mainly because of Mercedes not having the speed in Singapore, a bad tyre call in Malaysia, I reckon it was. I don't know. Mercedes tell it all really. And obviously in, I think it was Hungary, Mercedes just didn't have the pace full stop. So they had a decent pace, but not a great one. Anyway, going off topic a bit. Yeah, Russia, Sochi, new circuit on the calendar from last year, as I said before. Seems a pretty decent track to race at. However, if you're on the game, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass with the corner cutting on the first corner, and how priable, how prone you are to just cutting the first corner completely. However, there has been, I reckon the race last year was decent, but not great. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't completely boring, but it was on the boring scale. It wasn't completely dead. I stopped watching. I did watch it the whole way through. But it was mainly, the overtakes that I mainly saw was, I think it was Verne got overtook by Ricciardo and Vettel and all that, and that was a big scrap going on until, obviously everyone overtook Verne, and then obviously it stopped. Button, I don't remember, I think Button came 4th last year, which was really good, considering he was in the, McLaren. They got a podium last year, so that was good news. As for this year, I can't see McLaren Honda doing that great. Sochi, it's power circuit, McLaren Honda's not got much power. Can't see him doing that well, if I'm honest. No offence to Button or Alonso, but I can't see him getting anywhere near the top 10. I could probably see him finishing 14th, 15th respectively. So that's out of the question. As for Red Bull and Toro Rosso, I could definitely see them finishing the top 10 just because the Toro Rosso. Lotus, well, that would all depend. But anyway, enough about that. My predictions for the Grand Prix itself, I reckon that if we go to qualifying, of course, I reckon it'll probably be. I'm going to be biased and say Hamilton, because he's got 12 out of 13 poles. So I say 12, yeah, 12 out of 13 poles so far. Compared to Rosberg. Actually, no, not 12 out of 13. Sorry, 11 out of 13. I'm staying corrected. Actually, it's out of 14 now. I think he's got 12 poles out of 14, because Vettel's obviously got one. That was Singapore, and Rosberg got his back in Spain. So You know, I can easily see Hamilton getting pole position here. However, you know, Rosberg and Vettel and Raikkonen can all upset the apple cart with that one. If they push quite hard and match Hamilton's pace, or Hamilton just falls off the pace completely, then obviously them guys over there pick up the pieces. As for the race, that'll be quite an easy one. Two Mercedes, most likely one of the Ferraris, so in this case Vettel, I reckon. I can easily see one of the Williams making it into the top 5, so most likely would be... I'm gonna be a bit ballsy in this. I'm gonna say Bottas 4, and for 5th place, first time ever me saying this, 5th place, I'm gonna say Nico Hulkenberg in the Force India. That's a big one, I know. 6th place, I reckon that'll be Massa. 7th, Raikkonen. 8th, Verstappen. 9th, Nasser, and 10th will most likely be Grosjean, I think. But those are my predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you're new already. Also, make sure to leave your predictions down in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Viper Racing, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ta-ra!